My first Pescatarian CookUnity review, May 2025. So I was a vegetarian for about 10 years until this past month, where I started to bring fish into my diet, and I used CookUnity to do that because I thought it'd be a bit more approachable than cooking it myself. Not sponsored, just a girl who likes food and doesn't trust herself to make it. So these are location specific, they change every week. Let me know what meals you pick out if you do. Meal number 1, chickpea and corn bowl with quinoa and miso tahini sauce. This was a reorder for me from a month before. Obviously I liked it and wanted it again. But weirdly, I need more lettuce. I need more of the romaine hearts to make my little lettuce boats because it's fun to crunch, for one, and two, it really pulls everything together, like literally and figuratively. It makes it kind of a unified experience. So like, if I could get another 2 romaine leaves, I think that would be a game changer and would probably make this a 10 out of 10, but because ratio is so important to me and the crunch is so important to me, I love to crunch, I'm gonna say 8 out of 10 because I ran out of lettuce quickly and I like to have fun. I don't know, little lettuce boats, it's fun, I don't know. Okay, sorry, just closed the window. I realized that the mic might be picking up some outdoor noises, so we're gonna try that again. Mediterranean eggplant parm with feta. I've had this one a few times before. It's definitely a reorder. I like it a lot. But this week it was spicier than I remember. I still ate it all, but it did hurt a little bit. I will give it like an 8 out of 10 because I'm weak, but the flavors and textures were all like correct, exactly what you would expect from an eggplant parmesan, exactly what it should be, you know, the breading, all that stuff. Okay, here's what I wrote down. I'll give it like an 8 out of 10 because I'm weak and it's hurting me, but the flavors and textures are correct / as they should be. Generous portion, calories in the higher range, no sides. So I guess that's what I wrote down. This one feels like more of a luxurious comfort meal than maybe like a health one. I mean, it's not unhealthy, but you know, this feels like a heavier dinner time meal when you want something like warm and comforting after a long day of work, if that makes sense. Next up, tamarind sweet potato chickpea stew with lime rice. I wrote, yeah, pretty good. To me, coconut-based curries or sauces really can't ever be wrong. Like, everything they do is correct in my eyes. It's always gonna be like it's a staple. The texture of the ingredients, all cooked and mixed, are similar, but still very nice. Like, maybe in a perfect world, I would have like a little more variety of texture, but that's just because I love to crunch. Big flan. Good job, you can talk really well. Big fan of the flavor and aroma of the rice. Reminds me of some dishes I had growing up. I don't know what I was talking about when I wrote that, but the vibes were good. I jumped ahead with my crunch comment. I wrote, personally, a fan of a little crunch, so some sweet yellow or orange bell pepper and onion would take it up a notch for me. But if you're not here for the crunch animation, I put the animation like with asterisks, like in my notes, really. Feel free to disregard that. Oh, and there's only so much critiquing you can do when you're not the one cooking. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Update. Had a second time. Still pretty good. Ooh, later in the month, 5/26. Rating like an 8 out of 10 this time. I don't know, I've gotten critical. Don't know what happened there. I take notes so I remember these things. And salmon farro white bean salad. This was the first fish that I've had in a decade. It was actually very good. I rated it a 9 out of 10. I love the jicama crunch. Love to crunch. The corn and farro is pretty good too. I thought it would be more of quinoa, which is not really my favorite texture, but this was actually really fluffy and delicious and I liked it. So I think, okay, I remember the texture of the salmon being really good. It like flaked apart in a satisfying way, if that makes sense. Next meal. Chickpea tomato sauce masala with lime. Chickpea masala in tomato sauce with lime or something like that. Ooh, the forecast is not looking great here. I wrote, just not for me, IDK, not my wavelength. More onion, please. Edit in the Game Grumps clip that's referencing, and I just need right there. I was really hungry when I ate this, and I was not making big progress. I just didn't love it. 7 out of 10. Sorry. Here's the thing. Basmati rice and turmeric are almost always a good idea, so I'm not complaining about that. Like, when there's rice, it's probably good. Okay, it just wasn't doing it for me this day. I don't know what happened. I wrote, it's not so spicy that I can't handle it, or maybe I'm just not in the mood to cry as of the time I'm writing this, but I need to crunch. Crunch, more pickle, more something. Did end up eating it to leave less room for true fruit. If you don't know what true fruit is, it's my latest obsession. I'm gonna cut in right here. I will put you on to what is becoming a problem for me. Next week, Greek pasta salad. Quote, have you ever seen a fat content that makes your tummy scared? Like, look, there's a reason I don't always read the nutrition facts on my favorite foods, right? I like to stay in Delulu land. I don't want to totally ruin my favorite things, you know? Anyway, I ate this pasta, fun little bow tie pasta. I ate this pasta without the oil and ended up leaving most of the feta just because personal preferences. I'm just not a huge feta fan. I'll give this like an 8 out of 10 because the pasta was still nice, the texture was still pretty good, and so were the little veggies. I loved the chopped up veggies. Personal take? Actually, this is more of a biased disclosure, but it's a personal take, okay? I prefer my sauces more on the creamy side versus oily. Like, of course, oil is great, and it's like, oil is wonderful. It's just, I really like a creamier salad dressing, like a pasta salad dressing. Like, I don't know. 8 out of 10 because the dry pasta was somehow still good, and I think that's a big deal. It feels like a big deal. Next, quinoa crusted salmon with ratatouille. Pretty good. Not super flavorful in the fish itself, but I'm not gonna complain too much either. Generous portion. 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I'm just like, okay, we're gonna make a change in real time here. I'm going into the notes and editing in real time. I'm gonna say the Greek pasta salad was actually 8.5 out of 10. I know that sounds crazy, but I can see where my biases could be getting in the way. And also the fact that I picked it myself. So like, that is entirely my own due. Like, let's be fair here. So I'm gonna change that to an 8.5 out of 10. The pasta texture was a big deal to me and it didn't disappoint. Also, I love to crunch. Well, vegetables chopped up, love to crunch. Real-time edits happening right now. I'm going to say the quinoa crusted salmon with ratatouille, about which I wrote, pretty good, not super flavorful in the fish itself, but I'm not gonna complain too much either. Generous portion. I'm gonna put that at a 7.5 out of 10 because this was a really hearty slab of fish. She was thick, okay? But I could have maybe used, I don't know, a little more flavor in the salmon itself. I feel bad for saying that. I feel really bad for saying that. And I'm not a good food critic because I feel guilty every time I say something. But like, okay. I'm gonna put myself in past me's shoes, okay? We're thinking, where were we when we were eating this quinoa crusted salmon? One, I'm stupid. I don't really like quinoa. I don't know. I keep trying it. It's not gonna work. But it's 7.5 out of 10, just send it. Ratatouille's good, but the salmon needed a little more seasoning. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna say it. That's it. 7.5 out of 10. Okay, sorry. Vegetable curry with paneer, basmati rice, and cucumber raita. I hope I'm saying that right. Vegetable curry with paneer, basmati rice, and cucumber raita. Bonus, lots of peas and carrots. That was not listed on the box. That was just a fun fact from me. I put in bold. Okay, this is embarrassing, but I need you to know that I put this in bold. I housed over 700 cows in about 5 minutes. I think that speaks for itself. I did remember thinking as I was eating this that if I put some effort in, I could probably make something like this at home with like tofu and rice, something similar. I think I'm gonna have to give that a 9 out of 10. I didn't actually give it a rating at the time because I'm bad at this, I guess. I don't have a good excuse for that. Should I give that? Is it fair to an 8.5 out of 10? I don't know. Because then okay, I've lost my way. So yeah, I would like to make my own version of this with rice and maybe tofu instead of paneer for personal nutrition reasons. The paneer was awesome. Like, it's always good. You can't go wrong. But, you know, depending on what fits into your macros and all that stuff. Fun aside, as my partner was having dinner next to me, I noticed that the potatoes that came with the spicy chicken tenders were run through an apple corer, which is pretty funny because I do that to make potato wedges, but chefs are doing it too. You know, it works. But the interesting part to me is always the middle potato tube. It just is what it is. It's interesting. I don't know. Thanks for tuning in to my May 2025 CookUnity Meal Haul Review Mega Compilation. And let me know if you liked this, if you want to share with me what meals you got, if you got them. I'm gonna say bye for now. Thank you, peace, and blessings.